Come on, man, get right.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
What's up, Facebook, YouTube? It is the Big Alboski. It is Cousin Phil back in the house, and Shango as usual. And conspicuous by their absences is heel turn Harry and our lovely, lovely Giants fan, loudmouth Anthony Joseph. But it seems a little quieter around here, doesn't it?
Yeah, the mood's a little different. I don't feel triggered, so I mean that helps.
I guarantee you that Anthony's gonna make an appearance at some point. We even didn't start at 6. We started at 7.
Yeah,
and he's still late.
Yeah, terrible.
He's gonna look at the clock, say, "Oh shit, it's 7 o'clock," and he's gonna pop on here
any minute.
He's gonna finish watching this. He's gonna finish watching My Little Pony and then
Thanks
jump on.
for watching. All right. So moving forward, guys, we all have agreed that we will be on every Tuesday now at 7 to give Cousin Phil and to give Heel Turn Harry and whoever else a little bit more time to get home, have your dinner, settle in. We're going prime time, Shango. We're going prime time. 7
I know
o'clock.
we got the #1 spot. I like it.
We're prime time, all right? We're up against Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Who cares?
I know, and it's going to be hard for AJ to pull himself away from that. But yeah.
All right, so let's just pretend that AJ's going to show up, okay? So instead of us talking baseball, we'll wait for him, and we'll start.
I mean, we got Phil, so we can talk baseball.
No, we will talk baseball with or without Anthony. But what I'm saying is, I'll wait for Anthony.
Give him a chance.
And we'll start with who should worry more, the Sixers or the Lakers?
Lakers.
Dongo, go ahead, buddy.
Lakers all day. Lakers all day. Because look what happened in that game. They were up by 10. 80 goes down, and then they lose by what? They basically would have lost by 10 if it wasn't for like garbage time points. But the fact that the Suns kept playing and they were out of the game. The Suns were out of the game until 80 went down.
Right.
And when 80 went down, like sharks, blood and water, they started going after it. And
then the following game, the Suns were all over that.
Yeah. So game 5, like what's the series now?
2-2.
2 apiece.
2 apiece. So 80. So they play tonight. Game 5. Apparently, as of right now, AD is not playing. Anthony Davis is not playing. So that means more pressure on Mr. LeBron James and his supporting cast, so to speak.
Joel Embiid is out for Game 5, and that series is tied. I'm sorry, it's 3-1 Sixers, and Embiid's out for Game 5, but he's having an MRI to determine, is he out for longer than that? Like, Phil, shouldn't we say the Sixers the answer to this question?
I was saying the same thing to the Lakers, but like the Sixers are 10-11 when Embiid's not in the lineup. They do have the best record when Embiid's in the lineup for any star in the NBA. I think it was like 36-10. But I mean, I'm not worried about the first round. They only got to win one of the next 3.
And 6 and 7 are in Philly.
And it's like I'm more worried about the second round, but it's the Lakers in round 1 and that's the reason I go with Shango on this. That
Big Chris says Sixers, Pope. You should worry more about the Sixers because Pope is back for the Lakers tonight. LeBron takes over tonight, and Davis is back for Game 6.
I'm still worried about the Lakers. I mean, one interesting fact that I saw today on Bernie Romy was you know, LeBron's never lost 2 games back to back in
Right.
71 playoff games. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd be worried about the Lakers in round 1 than I would be the Sixers.
A big shout out to everybody watching downstairs. Love you guys, Elizabeth, Woodle, my wife, Alan, and speaking of my son, he's already trolling in on you there, Shango. Imagine being a stacked second seed team and having to injure the star player of the 7th seed team just to beat down a 36-year-old man to win. Suns suck.
They didn't injure AD. AD got injured going up for a rebound.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up.
So
haters.
Yeah.
Tell him to be like his hairline and lay back.
Yet the Wizards power bombed Joel Embiid on his knee and took that game over. So I don't want to hear it.
He needs to be like his hairline and lay back.
I don't know what was worse, that comment or LeBron flopping on Chris Paul.
Devin Crybaby Booker isn't a top 1,000 player.
Did he like hit his head again today?
He is a troll. He is what the radio. See, we're live streaming now on Facebook and YouTube. All right, we're not radio disc jockeys. We're not sports talk analysts. We're not any of those things. What he's doing is trolling by trying to make a half-ass valid point. And
that comment gave Phil COVID.
Right. Phil, you have to wear your mask?
My wife's coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, that comment, Allen's comment just gave Phil COVID. Congratulations.
Basically, yeah, thanks. Good job. Our thoughts and prayers are with cousin Phil as he is getting over an illness. Never count on LeBron at 36, drop 50 on you. Yeah, he can't drop 50 anymore, dude.
He can,
I'm sorry.
but
no, he cannot. Not against the Suns, he can't. Just saying.
They
Y'all need to stop doubting the Suns. I said this to TJ, and he agreed with me. Y'all need to stop doubting the Suns. I don't care who's hurt or who's 36. You need to stop doubting the Suns.
I'm not. I think
Sun is. Chris Vett is.
They're the 2nd seed for a reason.
Yeah. When Chris Paul got hurt, everybody was like, well, that's it. Because honestly, they were in trouble. Chris Paul's back. Still not 100%. You got a game without AD, one of your best inside defenders.
What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of Utah and Memphis? Do you think, I mean, you know, is Utah like kind of like remembering last year where they kind of choked a little bit?
I think Utah's kind of it's weird because Memphis kind of surged and got past them, which was good. Which is good. I mean, that was an interesting game.
I disagree, Chris. I'm sorry, but I disagree.
If Anthony Davis is out for the rest of the playoffs,
but he's not.
The Lakers.
Chris says he's back in Game 6.
There's no reports that he'd be back in Game 6. Not that I've read so far.
I haven't either, but I mean, I just watched Pardon the Interruption. They didn't say anything about Davis, so
no,
yeah, he's getting checked out still.
And by the way, Kornheiser and Wilbon both agree that the answer to this question is the Lakers, just like you guys said.
Yeah,
the Lakers are in more trouble than Philadelphia.
Because who do they have to replace him?
Well, I mean, I don't think I think if the Sixers lose Embiid for either an extended period of time or for the rest of the playoffs, you can kiss the NBA title goodbye at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, who knows?
Hey
guys, how are you?
Hello,
hey, Jessica, how are you? All right, so
it's over.
What was that?
It could be if AD is gone for the rest of the playoffs. It's over.
I got you. All right, have you guys watched this Dark Side of Football yet, cuz?
I have not.
Reading your comment was the first time I've heard of it.
All right, it airs every Thursday night. It airs every Thursday night on Vice or A&E, one of them. I want to say Vice. If you don't have Vice, you can download the app. If you don't have, if you have Hulu, Vice is on Hulu. You just can't watch it live. You got to watch it the day after or whatever, 24 hours later. But anyway, you guys have heard of the Dark Side of the Ring with wrestling. This is the same thing, only they take like kind of the bad things that have happened in football over the years and kind of. So the first episode was about the divas but they focused on the wide receiver divas, but they focused on Chad Johnson, mostly Chad Johnson, and they had him on there talking to blah, blah, blah. They also mentioned Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, but they focused mostly on Chad Ochocinco because of that whole fiasco of him changing his name and all that nonsense. And then the second episode is about Belichick and how many Super Bowls did the Patriots actually win. That was pretty good. You got to see that one. That one's good. That one goes deep inside the cheating, like everything. Tells you everything they did. It's really telling. And then the third one, the one that they just dropped, is called Once a Raider, Always a Raider, featuring Bill Romanowski. And let me tell you something.
Crazy himself.
Let me tell you something. Bill Romanowski is insane these days.
Captain Crazy himself.
Like these days. He is nuts. Well, they put him on TV to talk about his career. And he thinks he's the greatest football player to ever play the game.
Because he's crazy.
At any position.
Because he's crazy.
But you guys need to check it out. It's called Dark Side of Football, which is just like
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring, but it's just Dark Side of Football. And it's on Thursday nights at 10 o'clock. Here, I'll put it up there for a second. Dark Side of Football, Thursday night, 10 o'clock on Vice. They do the wrestling ones, I think, on Sunday nights there, Shango, right? Or Friday nights or Sunday nights?
I think it's Fridays.
Friday nights at 10 o'clock. Dark Side of Football it's just as good. It's really good. They get in depth with everything. They talk about the Raiders as a whole. They talk about the history of the Raiders and Al Davis and John Gruden and almost winning the Super Bowl, almost winning the AFC Championship game, this kind of stuff. And then playing against Tampa Bay. Remember that? Tampa Bay versus Raiders thing against his old team. They talk about that. But really, the whole second half of that episode is about Bill Romanowski, and he is insane.
Greatly insane.
So, yeah, check that out. I would definitely check that out. All right. Cuz, how are you?
I'm good. My wife's behind me. That's why I'm wearing a mask.
I know. I'm just making sure you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, we done waited for Anthony long enough. Do you got what would you like to talk about regarding Major League Baseball before I talk about the NHL playoffs? Because I've been yelled at by about half a dozen people who send me direct messages saying, how come you never talk about hockey? So I'm going to give you a report about which each series stands as we speak right now. Because my plan was I wasn't going to talk about hockey until we got to the Stanley Cup Finals. Because let's face it, unless you're a diehard hockey fan, that's all anybody cares about anyway.
All right.
Or not at all.
So what sticks out in Major League Baseball? Because today on Pardon the Interruption, they talked about who's the bigger surprise, the Tampa Bay Rays or the San Francisco Giants?
Giants. I mean, the Rays are like a Tampa Bay Rays are a
well, they were in the World Series last year.
Right. And they're 17-1 in the last 18 games. So it's the Giants. Nobody expected the Giants to be where they're at. I mean, everybody thought their pitching was going. Everybody thought their pitching was going to be the downfall. I mean, Brandon Belt's been doing really good hitting the ball. Them young guys, Solano, Crawford. I mean, he's the shortstop nobody thought he was going to be. I'm going with the Giants. Giants are a surprise. I mean, because everybody.
Yeah. Plus the
if
fact
you
that
remember in the beginning, everybody was talking about the Dodgers and Padres.
Dodgers, Padres. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Nobody was talking about the Giants, and that is, I believe, to me, the biggest story is the Giants, bigger than Tampa Bay. I mean, because Tampa Bay is the defending.
Another thing
AFC
too is that Gabe Kapler got a bad rap in Philadelphia and goes to San Francisco and look at their record and look at the.
Man.
I mean, I know they got better pitching out there and everything, and that's But I mean, it seems like the Phillies are like the bad news Bears, and you would think that the manager would do something about. They were seriously because the plays that they make, man, they're one of the worst defenses in the league. And so you would think that the manager would do something about that, but nothing's been done about that. And then you could say, oh, well, they've been without Harper and Real Muto just came back. But I'm sorry, man. Even Gabe Kapler I don't think would be this bad in Philadelphia, no?
I don't think the coaching is the issue, like in Philadelphia. Like, it's just that bullpen, man. Like, they tried to improve the bullpen, but then injuries this year, which is the other big story. Like, there's been a lot of injuries this year.
Alan says MLB News, Phillies fail, Dodgers all the way.
I don't know. Even the Dodgers have been hit with the injury bug. Dustin May and Mookie Betts
Alan,
ain't playing up
right
to
now as we speak, we're getting close to, we're about a month away from the All-Star break, and the Dodgers seem to be falling away. So what are you talking about?
The Dodgers? Yeah, because they're like Mookie Betts ain't Mookie Betts this year. Like, he has not lived up. He's been the biggest. I don't want to say bust so far, but he just
He's been a
hasn't really
question
done
mark.
it. Yeah, you know what I mean? He ain't really, for all that money, I don't know.
We're
We're going to talk NHL in a second, big man. He's talking about how about those Canadians coming back from down 3-1. Yes.
One of the things that you always find interesting, speaking of the Giants, it's like every other year they make a whole bunch of noise. Every other year, especially when they kind of went on those spurts when they had those young teams where they won a couple World Series.
Oh,
and then they would fade out.
Bumgarner, Lincecum. Yep.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like that's their pattern. Over the past, I would say, 8 years? How many, like, in the past 8 years, they've won, 3 World Series? They got 3 World Series, and then every other year they would kind of make some noise and either get to the World Series or get really close. And it's a pattern. It's a pattern with those guys.
Yeah, no name ball players.
Yeah. They are like for the longest time. They who was the biggest star on that on the team? It was the pitching staff. The pitching staff was the biggest thing. You had Wilson, Bumgarner, that was it. That's it was always pitch staff. They played a lot of good defense. Their defensive ball game was amazing.
They played baseball the way it was supposed to be played.
Yeah. And then they fired the coach.
Yeah, well.
And then they faded. And then now it seems like they're starting to make noise again. But it's too early to kind of call it, though. I have no idea what he's doing.
Me? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was listening to your conversation. All right. So, yeah, we're like with baseball, like I said, AJ gets in depth. AJ likes to come on here and he likes to say who you got your pitching matchups on tonight. I'm going to just say that, we're still about a month out from the All-Star break, so things could happen. Injuries could happen. Guys can come back. Teams can go on a run. I still think that, I usually don't pay attention to baseball's records per se until, July.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, even bigger, man, like Boston. I can't believe what Boston's doing. Everybody expecting Yankees. Boston gave away a lot of players, and they're like, if it wasn't for this 17-1 run that Tampa Bay did, they'd be in first. I mean, they're only a half a game behind Tampa Bay. So
and the Yankees started off slow, and now they're back in the mix. And I mean,
yeah,
the Phillies started off hot, which they normally don't, and now they're 4 games under 500. So here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk some baseball. I like Anthony. Anthony gets real passionate about it. He's got stats. He's usually prepared. He's got all this stuff. He's our baseball guru. So, I'm going to switch
gears.
Got his
laptop, got his lotion.
I'm going to say that. All right. So I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged about not talking at all about the NHL playoffs. This show, we talk a lot of NFL, a little bit of baseball, a lot of NBA, but we never talk about the NHL. But where are they right now? They're in the second round, right?
Yeah.
There was some surprises in the first round. Chris mentioned it earlier with the Canadiens being down 3-1, come back and win that series. So now they're in the second round. I got the playoff bracket right in front of me, and here's the teams that are left. In the West, you got the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. In the North, you got the Canadiens, aforementioned, and the Winnipeg Jets. In the East, you got the New York Islanders and the Boston Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the Central, you got Carolina Hurricanes and Tampa Bay Lightning. So basically what amounts to the NHL's Elite Eight, so to speak. One of those 8 teams is going to be your Stanley Cup champion this year. Colorado, Vegas, Montreal, Winnipeg, New York Islanders, not Rangers, Bruins, Hurricanes, and Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll come back to that next round. But I'm just saying, when we get to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, but none of us really follow hockey die hard. So, but we will. I feel like we should mention it's called Home Team Sports. So there you go. All you jackasses that made me talk about hockey, I just did. Happy? We're down to the Elite Eight. Congratulations.
It's a boot time. It's a boot time.
The boot. It's
boot time.
Hockey's not about this. It's about that, and it's about this, and it's about that. Okay. We did our hockey. Now.
That was forever.
On to was that painful for you?
Not as bad.
Nah.
I'm gonna put a banner up, and I want each one of you to comment on this banner, and we'll let Shango go first, cuz. So go ahead.
Julio Jones to the Seattle Seahawks. It's out there. It's a possibility.
Alan said he's 2% Canadian, and he found that fake accent racist. When you were saying about what it's about.
So, like I was saying,
Julio to Seattle. Go ahead.
It's really. So what are you giving up?
They're the only. Well, listen. This is why they're the front runner now, because they're the only team willing to offer a number 1 pick for him.
They don't have one. They gave it to the Jets for Adams.
Correct.
They lost it to the Jets for Adams safety.
Right.
Yep.
That's why.
So I don't know where they're getting that from, or is it a conditional pick, or is it a 2022 pick? I don't know.
The only thing they got
2023,
2023 first rounder.
Washed up. Who cares? Past 3 years, not healthy. I know.
I would say washed up.
But here's the thing.
He's not washed up. No.
I don't think
Somebody
he's done. I don't think he's
offered-
done. Somebody wants to rent him for a year to make a run, right?
Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Seattle is that team. They don't have an offensive line to protect Russell Wilson. They don't have much, they don't have much of anything. They're a great running back, not a mediocre or worse defense. I would think Julio would like to go to a team where he's going to probably have a shot at the Super Bowl before he's done, right?
Yeah. So what are they gonna do? Trade?
So why not go to
Metcalf?
why not go to San Francisco or Indianapolis or Green Bay?
Two of those teams have a quarterback.
Well, San Fran has a quarterback, but
Who can Garoppolo throw the deep ball?
Trey Lance.
I don't know. He's going to
Trey
Seattle
Lance.
for DK Metcalf.
That is the only. That is, and you know why I think that is a more plausible trade, because DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson do not get along.
Is that what happened there?
They don't get along. They all last year they argued on the sideline.
Yeah.
All last year you saw them shouting at, well, not necessarily shouting at each other, but you saw like,
Well, then
it was a
because
lot of-
he is going to Seattle for a #1 draft pick, if that's true.
Well, I mean, I mean, that'd be.
That'd be stupid.
It'd be like. I mean, if I'm
That'd be stupid.
Seattle, I would want more than just Julio. Julio's 31 years old. DK's in his early 20s. I mean, it's a. I don't know who's the better receiver right now. We know Julio's the better receiver, but right
I would
now,
want Decaf. I would want Decaf over him.
Decaf is bigger and faster. He is bigger and faster
And younger.
and much younger. He doesn't have the wear and tear that Julio does. And for a guy like Matt Ryan, who is not necessarily the most accurate quarterback in the world, perfect jump ball threat.
yeah.
Perfect jump ball threat.
I know the Falcons would love him.
Well, there's several teams that are involved in this. Tennessee.
There are. Indianapolis is interested.
Tennessee, Indianapolis. But
Green Bay is
Here's the one
interested.
that actually has the capital,
Patriots are interested.
and it's Philadelphia. They actually have the capital
They are.
to
They,
pull
yeah,
this.
they have interest in him, but
They
I
have
don't.
two
I don't agree with it
firsts,
at all.
Possibly a third next year.
I don't agree. I don't agree
want
with it at
him
all.
because
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
a
no.
washed up freaking
Julio
Alshon Jeffrey.
Jones is not worth a first-round pick.
No.
But
Second
he's not
round
washed
at
up.
best. Second round at best.
Yep. Yeah.
If I was going to the table, give me a team, and I'll tell you what I'd
Third
offer.
round.
Give me a
Julio,
team.
he's going to
Give me
the
a team.
Ravens or the Titans.
Well,
Ravens?
everybody keeps saying Seattle.
They ain't going to Seattle. They're going to Ravens and Titans.
It seems to be a weekly thing.
It is. We'll figure it out.
A 2 and a
We'll still
3
find-
and a player.
Who?
Any team, 2 and a 3 and a player. That's all. That's what I'd offer. Or just a 2 and a 3. You are not getting a first round pick, man.
No.
No.
By the time
No.
his contract's up, he's 34.
Yeah.
You're paying 15, not this year. Well, yeah, you'd be paying 15.3 million since June 1st, which is today.
Yeah.
That's
You would have to really no. Unless I'm giving away a first, you give me Julio and somebody else. But who you gonna give me? Who else you gonna give me?
All right, so now Atlanta welcoming a second-round pick now. Guy is great, but not a #1 receiver anymore. I agree with that, but if he goes to a team that already has a shot at winning the Super Bowl, he can help.
Tennessee.
You keep naming, you just named 6 teams, cuz.
I'm telling you,
and
Tennessee,
Tennessee
Baltimore,
was
that's
the
the only 2 teams that
Yep.
are going to get one of those 2.
Him
Baltimore.
and Tennessee
Baltimore,
was
I
the
think Tennessee has a better chance of going to the Super Bowl than Baltimore. People have figured out Jackson.
Who else does Tennessee have? Well, not Tennessee. Who else does Baltimore have to throw the ball to?
They ain't even got a quarterback to throw the ball. They just runs it.
He needs a quarterback. He needs a throwing quarterback. Ryan made him. Yeah. And Lamar Jackson's not that guy. So
No.
Tannehill, sure.
Yeah, you
I
got
wouldn't say
AJ Brown. You got
I
AJ
wouldn't
Brown on the
say-
other side.
AJ Brown.
Exactly.
Right? Send him to Philly for a second round pick and draft us.
Jesus, I don't want him. We don't.
I don't want him. We're good.
I'm just glad Julio ain't playing week 1 if he's gone, because that's who we got in Atlanta.
Oh, for the Lord of
Oh wait,
yeah,
that's your son's team. Yeah, boy. Yeah,
Side
boy.
bets. Side bets. Place your bets. Place your bets. We get to see Kyle Pitts coming out party.
Against Philly?
Week 1.
I don't think it's gonna be his coming out party.
No.
No.
Then Devontae Smith's coming out party.
No.
No. Gotta be one of them.
No.
All right. So I
I
put this banner up, and you guys gave me your opinions. I'm gonna put up another one, and you're gonna give me more opinions. And I guess we'll start with Shango again, unless who wants to go first. Depends what I put up, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting now. Almost.
Rodgers and Julio to the Raiders. There you go. Julio for a second rounder and Amari Cooper. Knock it off. Stop your nonsense.
No.
All right. So my son informs me that this fight is happening in August, right?
August 28th.
August 28th. Do we care and are we supposed to?
No and no. No.
If Jake Paul wins, it's rigged, Alan says.
Tyron Woodley is not a boxer. Tyron Woodley is not. Tyron Woodley is going in there because his UFC contract's up and he needs money.
Okay.
His contract ended in April. The UFC did not resign Tyron Woodley because he's on a 4-fight losing streak.
ASI with KO in the first in round 1.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless his heart.
Exactly.
It's nonsense, man. Like this whole Paul family fighting, it's nonsense. You got another 40-something-year-old fighter fighting his brother. You got a guy who's about to turn 40, who's got his lights tagged the last 4 major fights he's had in a row.
Right.
To come into a boxing match.
You think Ball would beat KSI? You're kidding yourself.
KSI. That's the kid that they fought before, and it was some draw where I don't know what the hell happened, but it was stupid. It was dumb.
Does you got anything on this fight, or do you care?
You know what? Listen, man, I'm not publicity stunt. This is just like I said. Dana White said we wouldn't even entertain Logan Paul.
It's like the Mayweather fight too, right? It's like the same kind
it's
of
just,
nonsense.
I mean, it's I don't know, man. I mean, who's he really? A fellow YouTuber and freaking a over the hill NBA star? But
right.
I mean, I could care less about Logan Paul in this Woodley fight.
Thank you, Chris. I'm with you 100% on this. This is a joke. Paul is not a boxer. Fights middleweight or lightweight rank, he gets killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Yes.
Joke.
Yeah.
Alan,
It's
thank you
ridiculous.
so much for bringing it up. Actually, Shango brought it up.
I was hoping we wouldn't.
You said Woodley versus Paul.
Yeah, it was a question mark because I was like, yeah.
All right, so since AJ and Harry aren't here, you guys like talking about stuff. We haven't done this in a while. We've been keeping it strictly sports over the past like 3 weeks. And Chris Vant hates when I go off of sports, but since we just had Memorial Day and we're spilling into June, this is June 1st. To me, it's the unofficial start of summer. Memorial Day weekend wasn't that much of a, weather-wise, it wasn't bad. It probably was great down there in South Carolina, whatever. But all I gotta say is that when I think of summertime, I don't think of the beach. Not a beach guy. I'm a fat guy. I'm pasty white. I don't surf. I don't swim in the ocean. I don't bury my ass in the sand. What I think of is what is the best ever summer blockbusters of all time. That's what I think of because I'm a movie guy. I love movies. So can you guys think back in your heads, back in the day, 80s, 90s, whatever, our generation, like what was some of the best summer blockbusters of all time?
That's easy.
Go ahead.
Independence Day.
That's a good one.
Independence Day.
That's a good one. I got the top 20 right here in front of me, and Independence Day is on there. Phil, you got one?
Nah, I thought we were going like the best, like July coming up. We were talking about Memorial Day. I thought about Independence Day too, but
summer blockbuster.
I don't know, dude.
Independence Day.
One that I keep thinking was John Candy and Summer Rental.
Summer Rental.
You never saw that? Where
I did see it, but that's not a. That's not. When I say blockbuster, what a summer blockbuster means, it came out in the summertime and it broke the fucking box office records.
Wow. You know what? I wouldn't know without Googling it, to be honest. But I thought you meant like what do we like?
Jurassic Park is on the list. Very good, Chris.
Thelma and Louise came out in '91. That's because I googled it.
So wait, I'll give you some examples, and then maybe you can come up with one. Ready? So Shango said Independence Day. Chris said Jurassic Park. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think summer blockbuster is Jaws, because Jaws is a summertime movie. You think about the beach and the ocean, blah, 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 and that year it was huge, 1976, something like that. When Jaws came out, everybody went to go see that thing because after they went to go see it, they went home and they told their friends and their mom and everybody else, you got to go see this movie. It's awesome. And that is a big-time summer blockbuster. Independence Day is another one. Ghostbusters was one.
Yep.
When Ghostbusters first came out in 1984, 85, big time money during the summertime. Also, you think of Marvel's, like all the Marvel stuff comes out usually in the summertime. Right. So usually stuff like that. The Star Wars movies always seem to come out in May or June. They always break the box office records, whether they were good or not, whether they were prequels or sequels or whatever they are. When they seem to come out in the summertime. All the Star Wars movies. Wonder Woman came out in the summer. E.T. came out in the summer. Dark Knight came out in the summertime blockbuster.
Yes.
Jessica. Avatar was big. When Avatar came out, yeah. And to me, Top Gun's the best. Top Gun was a summer blockbuster. And the cool thing about Top Gun is Top Gun 2 comes out in November, finally.
Oh, what?
Oh, come on. No love for Top Gun. How about Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes.
The original Batman with Keaton. Batman. That came out summer of 89. Summer of 89, I think. Yes, there it was. 89. Batman with Michael Keaton. Summer of 89. I actually stood in line on the 25th Street Theater. They used to have a movie theater over there. 25th Street Theater in Easton, PA. I stood in line for an hour and a half to get tickets to Batman when that first came out in 1989. Awesome. Hello from Poland. What's up? How are you? I don't know who that was.
Probably something I drove. Maybe.
What about Greece?
Hello.
Grease was a summer blockbuster. Are you Googling now?
I was. They had a bunch of them, like Grease, Mamma Mia, different ones. Dazed and Confused, 1976.
But Spider-Man's on there, though, isn't it?
Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, the first Spider-Man,
Yes.
was a summer blockbuster. That's correct. Inception's on there. Finding Nemo. A lot of
There's a lot
Disney.
of-
Inception.
Terminator 2, T2.
Yes.
That was another one.
Inception.
E.T. Toy Story 3.
What was number one?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Did you say Ready Player One?
I said what was number one?
Jaws.
What was number two?
Dark Knight.
Number three is probably Independence Day.
No, it's Jurassic Park.
Okay. Because I know for the longest time, Independence Day was like the number one, and then.
Well, are we talking how much money?
Oh, that's what you were talking. They were going by the grossing figures.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking money, I can pull that up real quick.
Oh, that's gonna be hard because
So,
No, Jurassic Park, Independence Day.
Star Wars 1, A New Hope, 1970, 1990, 1977, drew 1.9 billion worldwide.
Okay.
Right. So there's that. But then Jaws, 1.24 billion. So it's close.
Yeah.
E.T. is right under there. Empire Strikes Back is number 4. So your first two Star Wars are in the top 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm called a nerd for liking Star Wars.
You're not a nerd.
1 billion
Nerd.
people can't be wrong.
You're not a nerd.
nerd.
Go listen to him.
Thanks, cuz. You've always been very supportive. I don't know. Should you be vaping at this point when you have COVID?
No.
No. I mean, today's the first day back with it.
Well, we all hope you feel better. All right. So, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. We can wrap this up.
Oh, you guys leaving early?
Oh, I know you got. If you got something else to talk about, you got something else sports related, or
Aaron
I mean,
Rodgers.
what about Aaron Rodgers?
What do you think?
Do you
of
think
that
he's going to play week
fiasco?
one?
Where will
Do you
Aaron
guys think Rodgers is going to play week one?
Baseball's Armageddon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Yeah. Yes.
Armageddon's a good movie. Okay, where is Aaron Rodgers? Where will Aaron Rodgers play week 1 this year?
Nowhere.
If he's in Green Bay, he's not playing. I already said it.
So he's either going to be playing for the Packers or retired.
Barry Sanders all over again.
Wow. That's a sad way to go out, isn't it?
Not really.
It is.
Alan, I'm not even going to put that up as a response. But I will put up Chris's. He says Raiders. There's been a lot of rumors that Gruden's interested in retaining his services for this opening of the Death Star, so to speak, in Vegas. By the way,
Rodgers
the
to
Eagles.
the Raiders.
The Eagles play their cousin October.
Nice.
Eagles at the Death Star in Vegas. Vegas, baby!
Rodgers
Alan,
to the
nobody
Raiders.
gives a damn about the XFL until February of 2022. It
That
doesn't
coming
exist.
back?
Yes,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Rock bought it,
The Rock bought it.
and it's coming back in February of 2022, the week after the Super Bowl. Me and Alan discovered Alan, what was that league? The TSL? It's like minor league football. It's basically like minor league football. It's like going on like right now. Alan, what was that league that we found? That Alan found like something called the TSL or TFL or whatever the heck it's called. No, I'm saying that's where Rodgers is going, fool. No, I know he's not going to the XFL, Alan. And he's not going to Philadelphia either. So knock it off. Stop your nonsense.
It's not.
If he does, I will laugh profusely.
Stop.
I will.
I don't want him.
Continuously laugh.
I want to see what
you
the
guys win
kids
more
got.
games.
What
I
kid?
want to see
win
Jalen Hurts. We're not ready. We're
Hurts is
not
our
ready to
starting
win a
quarterback.
Super Bowl this year. So Aaron Rodgers is going to want to win a championship this year. So he's going to go to San Fran or somewhere where he's got a chance for a championship.
Who, Rodgers?
You know what would be the funniest thing in the world? Yeah.
No,
That.
but Jeopardy doesn't want him. That's the thing. The Packers
be
have the
hilarious?
leverage. The Packers have the leverage in this scenario because Rodgers thought Jeopardy wants him, and they don't. They want Ken Jennings. What they did was they had a fan vote of all the guest celebrity Jeopardy hosts since Alex Beck, and the Jeopardy diehards want
Betty White. I'm just kidding.
want Ken Jennings. All right, here it is. Here we go. The TSL. It's the Summer Football League where players who are eligible for the draft but weren't drafted can pay a fee and they can play to showcase their talents for the NFL. It's basically a developmental league where undrafted college players can try to show off their skills in hopes that scouts are in attendance. And I think there's like 8 teams. It's only a 6-week long season, 8 teams, 24 games each, and then a championship game. And it's happening right now. So look that up if you're itching for football, which I know you are. Look that up. The TSL.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, I remember the Generals, the Aviators, Conquerors. They had a special on the other day.
They don't have city affiliates. It's kind of like they got names. They got team names.
Yeah.
The Aviators and the
Yeah, the Blues, the Jousters.
The Blue, right? But it's not like St. Louis.
Yeah.
Blues or the St. Louis. They each have a team name.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade has his own show. So can Rodgers.
Oh.
It airs on Fox Sports. Could be wrong. No, that's right. On FS1. But I'm itching for football, and honestly, yeah. It was fun. We watched it this weekend. There were some games on FS1. It was fun. It was. I don't recognize anybody or know anybody, but it was fun. I guess if you follow college football really religiously, you'll know some of the players. Basically, they're a bunch of undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It started in 2017.
Yeah. Isn't Shango one half of the tag team champs right now? Does he have the belt with him?
Shango's a tag team champ now?
He is. Well, yeah. He's one half of the tag team champions of, I believe, CCW.
Who's the other half? Who's his partner?
Brother Aaron Truth.
So congratulations. He's got the CCW t-shirt on, representing today.
Of course.
The CCW t-shirt on, cuz. Not his first. It's by any means, it's not his first championship that he's walked around with, and it won't be his last. My opinion. We love you, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Do the Sixers without Embiid lose the series if he can't play? No. We talked about that earlier. They'll win because Game 6 and Game 7 are in Philly, and they'll probably win in 6. Second round, yeah. Then I'm worried.
Who's lined up for them to play in the second round?
Everybody but Embiid. What are you worried about?
No,
you mean who they're going to play?
Yeah, what team?
Oh,
they get the winners of who?
Well, I mean, the way it
Depends. It all
looks.
depends who wins.
Yeah, but I
It
mean, the
goes
way
by
it looks right
ranking.
now, they're probably going to play what? Because Boston. Let me look at this.
Boston's down 3-1.
Then no, not Milwaukee. Is it Milwaukee?
Well, it all depends.
Milwaukee.
I mean, if Atlanta wins, they will play Atlanta, and
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee will play the winner of Brooklyn and Boston, which is probably going to be Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Right.
Brooklyn's taking it.
So that's probably the scenario right there. It's probably Brooklyn's going to take out Boston, and so then that means that the Sixers won't have to play Brooklyn until the Eastern Conference Finals if they get there.
Right.
So they're probably going to have to play. They're probably going to have to play Milwaukee the Hawks in the second round.
Right.
Milwaukee.
The Hawks are up 3-1, so that's either the Hawks.
But it's against the Knicks, though. That's not a test. That's not Atlanta. I don't see Atlanta getting past the second round. Personally, even against an
Embiid-less Sixers,
even against an Embiid-less Sixers, Trae Young is the best player on that team. Period.
I've been a Philadelphia sports fan, dude, my whole life, and I'm just used to disappointment. And this is another one of those disappointments where my son decides
against Milwaukee or
my son decides to get me into the NBA, and I get all behind the Sixers, and they look great, and they're off to a good start, 3-0 against the Washington Wizards. No big feat there. They were picked to win the series by in 4 or maybe 5, and then Embiid goes down the other night, and I was just like
last night.
Like a deflated balloon. Like a deflated balloon.
I don't see. Okay, with or without Embiid, if the Sixers play Atlanta, they're going to beat Atlanta. They're going to beat Atlanta because, relatively speaking, who is the best player on the Knicks right now?
On the Knicks?
Yeah, outside of Barrett and Rose.
I was gonna say Rose, but I mean,
that's it. You got 2 players. Everybody's a rotational player. They lost. I watched the first game when Trae Young walked to the basket, lane wide open, straight to the basket, laid it up for the win.
Right.
And then now you got
Randall Barrett.
Yeah. Like it's not the next team they face is going to wipe them out.
Who's the MVP? Curry or Jokic? I say Jokic.
I think Jokic is going to win that. Even though Curry won the scoring title.
Curry should be, but because his team didn't go anywhere. I think that's going to be. I think that'll be the deciding factor there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So you got Jokic in this conversation with Curry. Like, no Bradley Beal, no Embiid, no Doncic.
If Embiid, the thing was, if Embiid were playing and they make a deep run, maybe in the Eastern Conference Finals at least.
The hardest conference right now is the West.
Maybe, or you could make an argument. Well, without him, and then say the Sixers just disappear. Well, then obviously he was a very valuable player, wasn't he?
Yeah. If you look at it like this, the hardest conference in the NBA right now is the West. All the hard teams play on the West. You got the Lakers, you got the Mavericks, you got the Clippers. Right there. And the Suns. They all play in the West. Any team coming out of the East, whoever wins the East, regardless of one of those teams, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a really, really hard time.
How about Nuggets and Trailblazers too? I mean, who you got out of that series there, Shanga? It's 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight at 9:00. Who do you got?
I say I think as much as I have faith in them to win. I think the Nuggets are going to probably take that series. I think because
Celtics and Brooklyn are on right now. Trailblazers and Nuggets are on at 9, and then Lakers and Suns. Now we're gonna end the show with that. Who do you got tonight? Game 5. Lakers and Suns tonight.
Suns, Nuggets, and Nets.
Suns, Nuggets, and Nets. I'm with you 1,000%.
I will
Chris
have to.
Van, who do you got in those three games tonight? That means, and in the Nets case, they win the series.
Suns, because that middle is going to be wide open because Drummond cannot play a lot of minutes, and they are missing another big man.
Yeah,
and Gasol likes to shoot too many 3-pointers.
And then what about? Well, I assume you're picking Brooklyn.
Yes.
And then Denver, you said earlier, right?
Yeah, I think the Nuggets are going to pull out.
Okay.
So
we all agree. So, everybody, listen up. Next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. is our new start for Whole Team Sports. 7 p.m. This Saturday, the professor and I will be on around the turnbuckle. Saturday night at
Who's the guest?
I don't have a guest yet.
Okay.
Saturday, 6 o'clock, around the turnbuckle. Tune in. Go to 2M1L Media and like, share, subscribe our channel. If you enjoy this, tell your friends. If you enjoy coming here every week, I know Big Chris does all the time, and talking sports with us. We are fans. We're not analysts. We're fans who are just sitting around talking about sports. Come see us. Our new time is 7 p.m. Prime time. Right. 7 p.m. every Tuesday night. We're here. Any last words?
Great to be back. Great to be back.
It's great to have you back, cuz. And I hope that you feel better.
As well.
I'm just getting over a cold myself.
That's what I
Congo?
thought it was.
Any last words, my friend?
Nope, got nothing.
We'll see you all next time on Whole Team Sports.
I see you shiver with anticipation.